Hi.
I'm Joshua Simon.
I'm Kennedy Sung.
I'm Sam Joe.
And we are
The SG Boys.
Should we harmonize?
1, 2, 3.
The SG Boys.
I can't believe we just did that.
It's not very in tune though.
No, it's not. But
The SG Boys.
Is it the or the?
I would
The,
say
because
S.
the is a vowel sound.
The SG.
SG Boys.
The
SG Boys.
The S. Yeah.
The SPG.
Okay, the SG Boys. 1, 2, 3.
The SG Boys.
that new gay podcast from Singapore. That new gay podcast from Singapore.
I kind of like that. Can one more?
Okay. So I don't do new?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like because if we're gonna use the intro again and again, right, it gets a bit annoying.
Yeah.
Right, sometimes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll get to first impressions in a bit.
Okay.
Okay.
That new gay podcast from Singapore.
Subscribe and find us on Instagram at the SG Boys.
Perfect. So when I told a friend of mine that I'm doing a podcast called The SG Boys, he lives in California. He was like, does that mean super gay boys? And I said, yeah, actually it kind of works. New title.
Oh, because SG.
Right.
I just got that. Just to understand the reference.
Come on, acronyms.
What are SG Boys? Can someone explain for our possible international audience?
So when I was growing up, it's not really the time that you guys were growing up. When I was growing up, Instagram was huge.
He was growing up last year. He was just like...
He still is.
Yeah, no. So it was a huge thing back then when all the influencers started popping up in like 2013, and then everyone would kind of hashtag in coded language, hashtag SG boy, hashtag Asian boy, hashtag Singapore boy, many variations.
Yeah.
It was kind of coded language to tell someone that you are gay. But oftentimes that will accompany a very racy photo shoot, very sexualized photo shoot. And
Thirst
so,
traps.
Thirst traps lah. I mean, we all love thirst traps, nothing wrong with that. But I guess for a long time that formed my impression of what it meant to be a gay boy in Singapore. It was very sexualized, it's very chiseled, and I think that until today it still affects me in a certain way with my self-image, and that's my idea of SG boys. So I'm not trying to over-represent like that we are above it, you know, because at the end of the day, sometimes I also do post certain things. I mean, not with the hashtag, of course, but with this podcast, with the conversations that we have, we will eventually get to somewhere closer where we want to be, but it's still work in progress.
It has SG in it, right? Singapore. Essentially, it's the Singapore boys, right? And I kind of want to show a different side to what we have to offer as SG boys. I think we all can be SG boys. We don't have to be a particular shape or size. For international audiences, super gay boys.
I love it.
Let's do the podcast that we wish we had growing up.
Right. Growing up, I wish there was more representation in mainstream media, of course, like people that would make you go like, okay, it's okay to be myself. Like, you know, I don't want to feel ashamed. Sounds very cheesy, but
no, I totally get you,
it's
because
true.
I feel that I was lucky enough to be able to have that experience, because I was lucky enough to have like a laptop, access to the internet, and like a personal laptop. So I wasn't a family computer or anything. I could torrent Glee Club.
wow.
So the first time I saw a gay character on screen, I remember two shows very distinctly. One was from Glee Club, Kurt Hamill character, and also Eric from Gossip Girl. Serena's younger brother. He's another gay character that I saw growing up. When I first watched Glee, there was this campaign on YouTube, It Gets Better by the Trevor Project.
Yeah.
Still going on. I guess even though I was getting bullied a lot, I was bullied since primary 3 all the way to like Sec 4. I was getting bullied a lot, but seeing these things even on the internet just made me feel like as long as I get out of here, once I make it out of here, once I make it out of this school, things will get better. And things did lah. So I do really appreciate what you're saying by representation, and I hope that that's something we can do.
Right now, it is true. Like, I feel like with Netflix, being able to watch RuPaul's Drag Race, Call Me By Your Name on Singapore Netflix, where you don't have to worry too much about what is allowed to be screened on regular TV programming, that you can have access to the internet and find your Love Simons out there, is incredible. Like, I'm very, very happy that your generation has that. And we do too. I think for Samjo and I, like, we grew up with like a level of shame when it comes to looking for ourselves on screen, because it's either through pornography, that R21 label on anything homosexual themed gives us the idea that we're going into territory that we should not be going into.
Yeah,
you know?
like the forbidden fruit. I remember being I think I was in JC at that time, and Brokeback Mountain came out.
Yeah.
I think this was like 05 or 06.
Yeah.
And I think it was during one of our sleepovers that we watched that movie, and we had to, because we couldn't go into the cinema to watch it.
Yeah.
So, you know, we had to procure the movie somehow, and and watch it. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah,
Procure.
sure. Yeah, sure.
If my memory serves me right, in the Cloak of the Night, I think I remember watching it and actually still feeling a little bit ashamed even after I watched it.
I had to like hide that DVD from my dad.
Yeah?
You know, and I think also like having Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal or Gyllenhaal on the
Is that how
cover.
you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal?
Gyllenhaal helped to like, you know,
Is he
cover it up.
Irish?
Gyllenhaal. Yeah, but like seeing those two A-listers, these stars on the cover helped to kind of like change the perception of it if my dad were to pick it up. I did go into watching Brokeback Mountain like, oh, it's this R21 movie or I'm going to be watching porn. But then by the end of it, I was just like, this is a gay couple and they love each other and
Right.
I have not seen this.
Exactly.
You know?
Represent that tension, right, of not knowing and the whole like queerness and discovery. That's why it was very slow. I mean, I didn't watch the movie actually.
Okay, we're going to preface this by saying that in this series, we're going to be going through this age gap thing, generation gap between Sam Joe and I with Kennedy here. Because
Kennedy the Kid,
are we doing ages? Our height and weight?
our stats.
Must have face tick, okay? Yeah.
All right. So I had this idea a couple of months ago to do this podcast, and the first person I called was Kennedy, actually. So Kennedy, we've known you on Instagram, on social media as an activist, as 377
I don't go by activist anymore, but okay.
You helped to move that conversation forward, and with such finesse. Who is this guy and why is he not like the most famous host right now? Because he has got that X factor.
The pizzazz.
Yeah, I don't host a lot these days. Yeah.
You see, you're cringing when I'm complimenting you, but like I really think you're selling yourself short. I think you're incredible. So like I called him straight away. I was like, would you be down to doing this podcast with me? And he said yes after like a Zoom call and a lot of red wine.
Aww.
And-
Wait, was it the first time you all talked to each other?
No, we've met before. Like on Instagram, we chatted. Then we had like met for tea, like a breakfast kind of thing before.
I actually
Yeah.
met him before that. He doesn't remember this.
Oh yeah, I don't remember, but he told me and like take it at face value.
I went to this club. I think it was One Altitude at Raffles Place.
It was
like
a hypertainment event, I think.
Yeah, and I was like with my friends, we were dancing, and I turned and I see this guy just like passed out on the couch. and I walked over and I was like, "Are you okay?" Like I was like, "Can I get you some water?" And then I think we follow each other on Instagram after
Yeah.
that. I think. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
It's all been a blur, and now he's in the studio.
I feel like
Hi.
he's censoring himself.
My
He's
name is-
censoring your
yeah.
backstory.
My name is Kennedy Sung, and I'm a 23-year-old professional homosexual.
Oh,
Woo!
okay.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, but yeah.
Sam Joe was the next person I called because first time I met Sam Joe, he was on stage naked with his dad.
I wasn't completely naked, but that's more or less accurate. Josh and I met at this talent competition thingy, and you know, my dad and I put up a variety act.
It was brilliant.
It was tower dance, and he had song and music, and Josh was there. He was another contestant.
One look at him, I was like, okay, we found a sister. Sam Joe and I became friends, and I thought he would bring a lot of color to the podcast because he brings a lot of color to my life. you know?
Oh, thank you. So do you, Josh.
Thank you.
And you now too, Kennedy, I guess.
First impressions aside, though, what would you like our audience to know about you? Ooh,
Where do we even begin?
ooh.
I think this is a journey. This podcast is a journey, right? So
It will be,
you don't
yeah.
have to know all about us now.
In time.
In time to come, like, you know, we'll talk about a lot of things. I think like no topic is off limits,
Yeah.
right? I think we all feel really comfortable with each other.
Yeah.
It's a little experiment this podcast is, right?
What you can expect from me is that I've always wanted to be larger than life, and I beat myself up a lot sometimes when I'm not, but I'm trying my best, and I hope through this podcast you guys will feel like I do have something more to offer than myself.
I think yourself is enough, Kennedy.
Oh,
Oh, I sound
That
like
was
those.
so
I sound
precious.
like those. Like I just want to make people happy.
you just want to matter.
We live for the drama, don't we?
We do.
Yeah.
Sam Joe.
And speaking of drama, here I am. I love drama not in a negative sense, but you know, I've always been some sort of an entertainer. I'm a karaoke addict. We will talk a lot about this, I'm sure.
Yeah,
but
we have different addictions.
we do. Yeah, but my particular genre of karaoke is like violent karaoke. Like I need to get on the couch and dance, like, you know, and do the big belts. Like that's how I get my cardio workout in. You know, that's very important to me. And it's almost like therapy as well. And I don't know, I just feel like I'm here to have a good time on this earth. And my philosophy is really to try and make everyone around me happy, because that's how I'm happy. I need people around me to be happy because I feed off people's energy. You know, I'm an extrovert like that. I hope I'm not sucking too much of yours now.
No, I love that you've said that. Actually, I think a lot of people don't admit that they enjoy the company of others as well. You know, it's wanting to have a friend around with you or sharing an experience with someone.
Yeah.
I think you learn about who you are as well. One thing that I've learned from radio and the interviews that I do is I go into every interview and every show as a chance for me to hear from myself what I need to hear. You needed to hear these things about yourself. Like Kennedy needed to hear himself say that and introduce himself the way he did.
Right.
You know, that's how we grow. We listen to ourselves and we say the things that we need to hear.
That's true. This is like the moment where RuPaul announces that you're making it through to the finals, and then like, what would you say to your 2-year-old self, right?
If you're looking for a toxic podcast where we spill the tea, throw shade, and kiki the house down, this is not gonna be it.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with kicking. It's just...
I mean, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if you want a toxic thing, come to my personal Instagram account.
Like, I just want this to be a safe space for us, a colorful space for us to have the conversations that I think I wish we had a little bit more. I thought it would be nice if we break the ice. How dare you?
What?
I'm looking at you. That was a reference.
Britney reference?
That was a reference. How dare you?
I know it was a reference. I was going to chime in with...
It's been a while. I know I shouldn't have kept you waiting. Kennedy, what is this song called?
I have no idea.
Who is it by?
I know it's like...
it's been a while.
As in, I know you're talking about Britney, but I don't know I don't know what you're talking
What
about.
album?
Blackout?
Yes!
Very good.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so proud of you.
Yes, achievement unlocked.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the trophies, right? Yeah.
You can get a trophy for that. Yeah, let's just,
seminal albums.
I thought first episode, let's just break the ice, get to know each other a little bit more. Let's do a speed round.
Should I be nervous?
No,
I'm
gonna throw in some questions and I just want to hear what you guys answer with, okay?
Okay.
Sushi or dim sum?
Oh, dim sum. Yes! High five!
Oh my god, we're so basic. We're both, oh my god.
What?
I like my food warm in general, so... And I'm half Cantonese, so I cannot say no to dim sum.
Shout out to all the sushi lovers.
Yeah.
I will represent you.
Josh is half Japanese, so there you go.
Well, I've learned hiragana, but yes. Trekking in a jungle or cozying up under a blanket with a good book?
Trekking in a jungle.
I don't want to be a copycat, but I actually feel like because I've been cooped at home for so long, I actually want to spend more time with nature. So I'm also going to say trekking in the jungle.
In Singapore? MacRitchie Reservoir?
In Singapore, I like sweating it out.
Technically, MacRitchie is not a jungle, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, but if there are mosquitoes...
Okay, geologists.
Geology is about rocks.
Wait, what is it, an archaeologist?
Expert in forests? I don't know.
Let's just say nature lah, nature.
A nature boy.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could travel to anywhere in the world right now, you would go to?
Phuket. I've wanted to go Phuket for a long, long time and I want a beach resort getaway. Yeah.
Okay.
I love beaches. I love going to beach clubs. I love doing all that and yeah, having a good time at the beach and seeing the sea and stuff. If I could afford it, I would go to Banyan Tree, Phuket because they have their own private beach.
Putting that dream out into the universe for our SG Boys retreat.
I'm just going to build on my dim sum point and say Hong Kong because I usually make like an annual pilgrimage to Hong Kong. So the fact that this whole COVID thing has put a spanner in that, like, it's really messing me up. Yeah, and I have quite a few friends there, so I really miss Hong Kong. And I love the vibe and the buzz and energy of that city.
You're Hong Kong gay.
Hashtag HK boys.
What is your favorite sound?
Oh, I have one. So I like it when it's raining outside and I hear like the pitter-patter of the raindrops on the roof. I feel like that's something very soothing about that.
This podcast is sponsored by Calm.
I don't know if I have a favorite sound. I have a favorite amalgamation of sounds, not maybe a particular sound.
Come on, vocabulary.
Like when I sleep, usually I play ambient, environmental kind of sounds. Yeah, my favorite is night storms.
I cannot sleep now without some form of white noise, brown noise, pink noise, a bit of rain in the background,
really?
Fire crackling of the firewood. Before that, I used to just sleep. time to sleep, we sleep. Right now I need like a audiobook. I need something in
But
the
is it because you think
background.
like these days with like the way media and how pervasive like technology is, do you think it's because we're like overstimulated such that a normal kind of like non-stimulation becomes like underwhelming already?
It could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember being younger and being a bit like you, Josh. Like I couldn't go to bed without listening to the radio. One of my favorite feelings in the world back then was to wake up like at 4 or 5 a.m. at night and the radio would still be playing, you know, in the background. And I would hear like Michelle Branch singing.
That's why like an audiobook for me is really important. I need like an Eckhart Tolle to just like ease me into the morning, you know, because I struggle with like a whole mix of like
Right.
anxiety, heart palpitations, and like PTSD and stuff like that. So like I get really, really vivid nightmares. So like it's always comforting for me to wake up to like a calm voice.
Is there something unnerving about silence?
Maybe. Like I feel like you're playing shrink right now.
A little
Sandro.
bit. I'm
I kinda
actually like
it.
the unofficial
Kennedy
therapist
is
for a
just
lot
smiling.
of my friends.
He has like the biggest smile and is just like watching all this mess. He's
No,
just
tell
like,
us, tell us.
It's just when he said Sandro is playing Shrink, then I was like, oh my god, this is what they call like pop psychology, right?
hey, this could be that for someone else.
I hope.
We can do 8 hours of Samjo
Yes, you can.
telling you that you're gorgeous.
Absolutely, you are.
Okay, just let us know and just sign up for our OnlyFans. Okay, what is the one quality that you look for in people?
Ooh.
I know already, very easy for me. Authenticity. I like authentic people and just show me who you are. And even if it's some people find it abrasive, I think it's something that I can learn to, yeah.
Authenticity. I mean, that's a tricky one, right? Because someone could be like a genuine jackass. And at least he's self-aware.
Maybe too many bad experiences with people who gave me a wrong first impression, and then
Right.
I just become a little bit more suspicious of people who are overly nice to me and stuff.
Okay. I get that. Samjo.
She has trust issues. We'll get into that. I would say humility. I like it when people are humble.
Oh my god, am I cocky?
Are we going into first impressions now?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's bring it.
Okay, so I met Joshua. I think the first time I actually...
I can't look at him. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. I can't look
What
at
makes you
him.
think it's gonna be bad?
You always kind of like feel like it's gonna go south. But okay.
You gotta face the music, Josh.
Okay, hi.
So,
Look at
okay,
her.
the first time that I met Joshua Simon was not really, as in not met. It was when I saw him on stage singing at Pink Dot.
You were there.
Yeah, I was, and then you sang Part of Your World. And I'm a huge sucker for Disney. So actually I was like, oh my gosh, like I've heard of Joshua Simon. I've never actually paid attention to his singing or like what. And I was like, he sings really, really well. And I'm not just saying this, like I legit was like, hey, he really sings very well, that kind of thing. It's like the same shock that I had when I first heard Benjamin King live. Like, you sing really well. And I was like, yeah, like my first proper impression. Because if I've never met the person or like I've never really seen them publicly, like in a very big stage, I actually won't really make an impression.
Right.
Yeah, so that was my first impression of you.
Aw. Thank
Oh,
you.
that's so sweet.
Moving on to Sandro.
Okay. On the other hand, I'm ready. Bring it.
I think when I first saw you was at the steamboat that we had at Sukiya at Plaza Sing, that first group meeting that we had. First impression at the dinner, whoa, Sandro talks a lot.
Do I?
No, but it wasn't really.
Wait,
But
for everyone. So after I spoke to both of you
Yeah.
separately, I was like, okay, we're gonna do a dinner just to see if we click, right?
Right.
And I thought shabu shabu, it's kind of interactive. You can stir the pot, literally. Yeah.
It's communal activity.
yeah, so I was just like, oh my god, he talks a lot, and I don't mean this in a bad way. It's just that I don't mean this in a bad way because in my own social circles, I usually talk the most, that kind of thing. So it was like, oh my god, I thought I talk the most. Then I was like, oh my god, Sam Joe talks more than me. But after that, I think as it went on, I think the dynamic kind of like ironed out,
Yeah.
and then it was really great at the end of the night when we were drinking behind that random building.
We were basically drinking 7-Eleven wine, which has turned out to be a tradition for the three of us for whatever rhyme or reason.
Yeah, we can never find the right bar that's pricing alcohol in an affordable rate. So we'll just
Yeah.
be like, let's just go to...
I think it's just more of like very stifling to behave, so-called behave yourself in a bar setting lah. Like it just feels better to like go outside and scream and stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so what were your first impressions of me?
Annoying. No, I'm kidding. I think my first impression of you, I definitely saw the 377 Bay video, and then this podcast thing came about.
Yeah.
I was like, Josh was telling me about you, and he was like, oh, that guy. And I was like, okay, that's great, because I've actually, I don't know, I was looking forward to meeting you. And then at Shabu Shabu, I was thoroughly disappointed. No. No,
He keeps doing this. I
keep doing it. You don't know whether I'm really kidding. No. So, but at Shabu Shabu, I was very pleasantly, I wouldn't say I was surprised. I wasn't sure what to expect, because your persona in front of the camera is always something, but you could be a completely different person.
I think in front of the camera, I hammed it up a lot more.
The same way as you, I also look for authenticity and I look for humility. And I felt like you're just very real. Like what you see is what you get. And you're the sort of person who's not afraid to speak his mind. And that's what I really appreciated. Yeah, so I don't know, I just got good vibes. I felt like we could bounce off each other, and because one of my biggest fears is meeting someone for the first time, and then I talk a lot, yes, and them not knowing what to say back, and I feel very awkward. I feel like I have to fill the silence.
No, I'm always just waiting for you to end, and then I'll say a lot.
Yes, I like it.
I got things to say.
So that I can finally eat. Yeah, exactly. So I love that.
This is adorable just to watch.
Yeah.
Are we going to hold hands and kumbaya?
We could. This podcast is, I hope it'll be something for you, listener, looking around this room here. It's like, I know it's a big thing for Samjo. It was like a big leap of faith for you to just say yes. On the phone, when I pitched this whole podcast to you, you were like, I'm really scared. I don't know if I can do it, but I'm going to do it. So I'm just going to say yes first, and I'll freak out later.
That's kind of how I'm still feeling about the whole process. There's no turning back now, clearly. You just get to a point. I'm 32. We only have one life to live. I feel like we should all, regardless of where we come from, how old we are, what our orientation is, I feel like we just all have to live our truth and just be who we are, and we shouldn't have to hide that from anyone.
Yeah.
This is very meaningful for me, but I don't think I'm the only one here. And I think that there are many other people like us who are out there. If you ever have doubts about who you are, or you feel like you're unsafe, or that you have to kind of just not be 100% who you are just because you're afraid of repercussions, just remember that you only have this one life, and that, and then what? So let's make this count.
And as for Kennede, I just want him to shine on this one, because I feel like on Twitter, on social media, he has been pulling back a little bit. He's been watching himself. He's trying to reflect. He's trying to be careful about what he says, embrace the gifts that you have, because you're very brave and you have this incredible talent when it comes to hosting and on video. That was the first thing that I noticed. I just want you to also just have fun with it.
I've been a little bit more quiet recently on social media. I dropped the 377 Bay handle. I guess I just wanted to take some time to ask myself who I'm impacting when I'm speaking. So I just wanted to take some time to kind of evaluate where I stand on certain issues. I think I said things that in the past that may not have been the most sensitive, may not have been the most informed, but I think I'm in a much better place, and I hope that on this podcast I will, like I said, it's a learning process, and I'm trying to embrace my gifts, like you said, and I hope that people see the value in that.
What is that line from Lord's Perfect Places that we like?
What the fuck are perfect places anyway?
Exactly.
Yeah, nobody's perfect. As Hannah Montana said also.
Yes!
I love that he calls it Hannah Montana.
Come through my
as Hannah Montana said also. But if I'm not going to make an informed and educated comment, I realize it's just better to just maybe get educated first and see where the issues go.
Beautiful.
Shit, I was so careful.
No, that was fine. That was fine. You see, you're doing that. You're editing yourself even as you're speaking, and that is fine. That is a struggle that all of us have right now, especially we're always so afraid. And I really hope that this podcast just allows us to have an exhale. We're not gonna be the voice of truth for everything that we discuss. I hope that just by conversing,
just say talk.
we can help you reach that point. Why podcast for me? I was going through a period of healing from when a relationship ended a couple of years ago, and I needed to just hear someone talk. I just needed to just fill that void for me. So I would listen to a lot of Oprah Super Soul Sunday conversations, and that's when I started really listening to podcasts. It was podcasts and TED Talks. So now that the latter is not happening,
do you want to talk about that?
We'll talk about the TED Talk thing at some point. Okay.
Yes, please.
The SG Boys.
The new gay podcast from Singapore.
Subscribe and find us on Instagram at The SG Boys.
The beliefs, views, and opinions expressed on this podcast are attributable to its hosts only and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, organization, company, or individual.